So, hey guys, it's Jeff from Ethical Practice here, and I've got with me today Paul Carter from TCM SEO. So, Paul and I have done a little bit of work lately with regards to some search engine optimization aspects on my own private clinic website, and I was just really impressed with a lot of the stuff that Paul's done and the ways he's managed to help me rank my website a little bit, certainly a hell of a lot better. And I just thought of an opportunity to maybe have a little bit of a chat with Paul. So, welcome, Paul. Thanks for coming along.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Mate, just wondering if you could maybe just give us a brief explanation of what SEO actually is. Because a lot of people, some people might have a little bit of an idea about it, but some people don't really understand it at all. So can you give us a bit of an idea in layman's terms?
Yeah, mate. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and so what this means is how do you drive traffic organically? So in the organic Google, mainly Google is what we're talking about. You can think of Bing and Yahoo, but they're probably 10% of the market.
Yep.
So it's mainly Google. How do you rank a website for a certain keyword? So if you put in acupuncture Melbourne,
yep.
How do I get that person found in Google?
The website.
So most people, how do people get that website? How do you get the website found?
Yep. Okay.
So SEO is the strategies and the techniques to move that website up in the ranking, so that you get seen on Google. Hopefully, first page of Google.
And hopefully number one on first page.
Hopefully number one, because no one goes to page two.
Absolutely, mate. I don't.
No.
Unless I don't find the answer on page one.
You're gone are the days where you're flicking through to page 4. If you're on page 4 for any keyword term, then you're not going to get somebody on your website.
Yeah, exactly. So, mate, with regards to SEO, what are some of the factors that would influence that search engine optimization for people on their websites?
So you've got to start thinking about what people are looking for. If you're an acupuncturist and herbalist, and most acupuncturists and herbalists are thinking people are looking for acupuncture,
yep.
and the suburb or the city that they're in,
yep.
Which is true. There's 10% of the market of anyone in pain, for instance, is looking for acupuncture.
Okay.
So acupuncturists will go for those two keyword terms, and they try and rank highly with that. So you've got to think they're looking for acupuncture Melbourne. You've got to have a page with those keywords on the page.
Yep.
So Google understands what your page is about or what your website is about.
Okay. Yeah.
Has it got the message? Are the messages on that website that this website is about acupuncture in Melbourne?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So Google knows that's what it does.
It's trying to understand what have you got going on your website and what's going on in your site.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people don't understand this. So you might just put all about acupuncture. You may not even have your address. It might just be on the contact, page. You may not be mentioning Melbourne on the website, on the page itself. And Google does a little scan of your website, looks at all the pages, and it sees acupuncture. Okay, acupuncture. Sees cupping, but it's not seeing Melbourne enough to rank you for Melbourne. Yeah,
right. And then as a result of that, because acupuncture on its own is going to be a very competitive search term, you're never going to show up, are you?
Yeah. And so you're wondering why you're not getting found at all.
Yeah.
The other thing, Google may not have even picked up your website. So if you've gone through a designer, they do a lovely design.
Yep.
And say, okay, good luck out there in the world. So usually, what you then need is you either need to SEO the website yourself so that Google is finding your website, it knows what it's about, or you need somebody to do it for you, because there's quite a lot of strategies around getting found in Google.
Sure. Okay. What other? I mean, you're looking at having keywords on your website. Are there any other things that would sort of influence SEO?
Yeah, so that was the first one I wanted to mention was getting in the headspace of what people are looking for.
Yeah.
And how do you give that to them?
Yeah. So it would be like, in a sense, something that we've talked about a little bit. A lot of times people maybe don't know. So we're both Chinese medicine practitioners. A lot of people maybe don't necessarily know all of the different things that we treat, and so they may not necessarily say search for Chinese medicine premenstrual syndrome or Chinese medicine irritable bowel syndrome. And so by having those keywords may actually not necessarily get you where you want to go. You'd be wanting more to have that condition and the area, would you not?
Oh, exactly. So that's getting into really my strategy, where I feel like a lot of SEO agencies don't look at that.
Yeah.
This is a strategy that I developed for my own website when I was in Melbourne, and because I realised that there's people looking for sciatica pain relief.
Yeah.
Right. They're not looking for acupuncture. They don't know anything about it. They're looking for sciatica pain relief in South Melbourne or wherever. And so I figured that one out and started producing pages with that. I'd have acupuncture with it, so I'd rank for acupuncture as well.
Yeah.
But if you can rank for what people are looking for, like what you were saying, pain relief or fertility, natural fertility treatment, knowing these broader keywords, search terms, it puts you in the market of the other 90% who don't know about Chinese medicine.
Yeah, and essentially it's educating the community, isn't it? Which is what we're all trying to do.
Yes, it's educating the community, and this is what I've been working on with the SEO. Is once people land on these pages, having really great informative content, rather than just talking about chi and blood and sort of things that people aren't relating to in the modern society. Yeah, sure. So yeah, that goes into a different field, is the content development. But yeah, it's really something that we have to look at to rank as well, rank for those keywords.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's a few other factors. I mean, there's a lot of factors for how to rank number one, and you can actually find, if you look up 2018, what are the major ranking factors for Google and SEO? You'll probably find some great articles on that. There's things like Google's looking for trust in your website. Yep. So it wants to know that you haven't just launched a website and you're just trying to rake in all the heaps of money without
advertising dollars.
Eh?
Advertising dollars.
Yeah, well, it wants to know you're a real business. Yeah. So, are you serious? Have you got a phone number? And have you got a physical location? Yeah. And how old is the website? Have you been around for a while? Have you got a lot of content? Are you giving to the community? Are you mentioned? How many mentions have you got on the World Wide Web? Yep. So, if you have a website and you've got a lot of websites pointing to your website, Google thinks, okay, other people are pointing to this website. It must be important.
So that's backlinks where you've got other websites have got your website link on them. Is that right?
Yes. Yes. So that's backlinks, and there's also another little word called a citation, and a citation is literally just the mention of your business name, phone number, and address. Okay. And it may be also linking to your Google Maps. Yep. Account. Okay. So if it's pointing to your address and it's got a little map. Yep. It's pointing basically to your Google Maps, which helps to rank you in the Maps section if you have a business Google business account. Yeah, great. Okay, fantastic. But the Maps is a whole different ball game. That's that is, I consider that SEO. Some people say that's not SEO because it's a certain strategy to get you higher and higher in the maps on Google.
Well, the map drags your website up, doesn't it? If you've got your website associated with your Google Plus page, then that's going to drag your website up, isn't it?
Yeah, your Google business page pulls. It's really important for our business to be ranking highly in your suburb, and that really is all about getting your Google business page completely optimized.
Yeah.
So I would suggest the number one thing for Chinese medicine practitioners to focus on is to claim their Google business page.
Yep.
So if it's already on there, you have to claim it.
Yep.
And if it's not, you have to make one yourself.
Yep.
And then just fill in every detail on that page.
Yep. All right. So have you got any other, I suppose, sort of simple tips you might be able to provide for people that just want to have maybe a crack at it on their own? Just some simple things that people can do to maybe try and improve the optimization of their website.
Yeah, so we can look at the on-site optimization. Personally, I think having a look at your website from a client's perspective will help you to look at your own website and think, how user friendly is it?
Yeah.
So
sure. Yeah.
So I just want you to get in the headspace of how Google thinks. If you can do that, then it'll lead you to all the steps.
Yeah.
So Google's looking for something that's really user friendly, fast, easy to use websites. So
because that would mean that people are more likely to spend time on them, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So they're user friendly. So is it fast? Has it got interesting content? Has it got images? Has it got video?
Yeah.
Is there, can I easily contact you? Is there a phone number on the first page? Is it in the footer? Personally, I like putting all the contact details in the footer.
Yep.
That means the address and the phone number is on every single page of your website.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
It's just a no-brainer.
Yes.
It makes it easy. Can they book straight off every single page? I've got book now, book in, call us today.
Yeah.
You want to prompt them to call you.
Yeah.
And so what's the easiest way? Because if I'm a busy dude who's looking for some tennis elbow pain relief,
yeah,
and I quickly look at your website, does it quickly give me what I need? Does it give me the impression that you're a valuable person for me? Do you know what you're talking about? Are you registered?
Sure.
Who are you? And how do I call you immediately? Is that an easy process?
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Google is looking for your website, on your website.
Yeah, great. Okay. So just in a nutshell, the real key areas that you were sort of saying are worth looking at is making sure that practitioners have claimed or created their own Google business page and then fill in all the blanks associated with that.
Yeah.
To improve their on-site optimization by looking at it from their client's perspective, and as a result making it more user-friendly. And then you were saying making sure the content is interesting and relevant. And so, what we were talking about before is the idea of, having blog articles on specific issues and making sure that you write those articles in an effective way to increase the ranking.
Yeah.
Making sure you've got the contact details in the footer and obviously around the traps, and making it easy for them to contact, book now, that sort of stuff. And also you were saying videos can be useful as well.
Yeah, I mean, videos make it more interesting, and they can keep people on your website longer.
Sure.
And the other thing is, just going back to the first idea of what are the keywords, and then producing content all around those keywords.
Sure.
So on your homepage, you might want to think about the keywords of your business.
Yeah.
So you think about your business, you think about your location,
yeah.
and the method. So you might think for your homepage, you may want to be ranking for acupuncture, South Melbourne, and you might be wanting to rank your brand for the homepage.
Yeah.
But on an acupuncture specific page about acupuncture, you may actually have it all about acupuncture and the suburb you're in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So that's the main page that will rank for that.
Yeah.
Those keywords. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So any other questions, Jeff?
Mate, look, I think that's some really sort of simple, useful information for practitioners to maybe have a little bit of a play with and try to get their heads around. And I certainly know for me and just, cruising around on the internet, doing a little bit of reading, you start to understand a little bit more. So I always recommend to people to just really try and educate themselves rather than put our heads in the sand, which we can all do if we don't understand something.
Yeah.
But I think there's some great information there that our viewers can have a bit of a play with. And obviously, if you're needing some additional help with your SEO, Paul is. I'll pop all the details up on the screen. Paul is TCM SEO. He's on Facebook, happy to help. He's got a Facebook group in which there's lots of information going out, which has been certainly really great for our members. But look, mate, thanks very much for taking the time to have a chat to us today, and I hope it's not too cold there in Canada today.
It is cold today, mate. It's spring, and it's going to be 8 degrees.
Mate,
yeah.
It's winter here in 14.
It's not giving me any love. It's like a Melbourne winter here.
All right. Well, listen, thanks again, Paul. I really appreciate your time.
Pleasure, Jeff.